Sì, Monday morning, rush hour.
How would you like to drive in this?
I'm good.
You're good? Bhopal, India. Oh my goodness. Getting to this place was horrible. Basically, I left my house around noon Saturday, and all the rest of Saturday and the entire Sunday was taken up getting here. I think the total time was 32 or 34 hours or something like that. I don't know. But it was 4 different planes. We went from our place to Detroit, Detroit to Rome, Rome to Delhi, New Delhi, and New Delhi to Bhopal. It's well over 100 degrees outside. I am completely exhausted. I'm not even sure what all there is to say about my experience in this country so far. I will say that the roads are very scary. There was everything from seeing 3 people on a Vespa scooter looking thing while the operator of the scooter was on a cell phone to what appeared to be a 10-year-old girl barefoot on a Vespa scooter with what appeared to be her mom on the back. And the girl was so short that she had to have her tippy toes. She was standing on her tippy toes at every intersection. There were cows off to the side of the roads. There were dogs crossing the road. There were people just crossing the road as traffic is going. It's like horn honking. It's like a horn honking festival, you know. There's just horns being honked all the time. Everything is under construction, it seems, in this area. So both sides of the road were just torn up, and then you'd go past the construction site, and there would be like a beautiful field with people walking through it. I don't know. First impressions are basically, I haven't been here long enough to really give first impression. But, just getting to this part of the town was a bit of an adventure. We'll see. I'll definitely have more to say tomorrow. But so far, this is the longest amount of time it's taken me to get to a place. I'm exhausted. And, I don't know. I'm supposed to meet up with the customer today for dinner. Maybe I'll make a video talking about that. I don't know. But anywho, I am in Bhopal, India, a place that was never on my bucket list. But we're going to see just how interesting it gets. And I bet you it's going to be a trip that I'm never going to forget. Whoa. Well, good morning. It's about 7 a.m. on Tuesday here in Bhopal, India. I said last night or yesterday, I think it was at night, it was before dinner, that I would make a video after dinner. That didn't happen. Dinner was like at 8:30 at night. It was a long dinner, and it was a lot of dinner. I don't even know half of the stuff that I ate. Not even half. Like, I was only able to identify one item, at least the specific name. Gamer Girl and I did a New Food Sunday episode on Punjabi chole, and as soon as I dipped some bread into this stuff and ate it, I was like, I know what this is. And I asked one of the people sitting in front of me, and they said, oh, yeah. I'm like, yeah, nailed it. So that was kind of cool. A lot of chicken, prepared in like a bunch of different ways. So there was like a chicken drumstick that was really, really good. There was, well, actually more than one chicken drumstick. There were two different types of chicken drumsticks that they brought over. There were chicken patties. There were chunks of chicken, all very well spiced. Some were spicy and some were not. All the food that they brought out was actually very mild. They said, hey, do you want spicy or do you want American spicy? I said, American, please. There were prawns. I guess, I don't know if there's a major difference between prawns and shrimp, but they brought out prawns. I ate like 4 of them, and they were pretty beefy size. They brought out fish, but again, I don't know the actual name of how it was prepared. And it was really weird how it happened, too. Like all of a sudden, you know, our table is packed full of people, and all of a sudden, just this huge line of like waiters shows up, each with a bunch of stuff on a plate, and they would come up and they'd say, excuse me, sir, and they'd set it down on my plate, and then they'd make their way all the way around the table, and then the next guy would walk up and say, excuse me, sir. So you had like 30 seconds, maybe a minute, in between getting the food from the plate into your mouth, and then they were putting more food on. And it was like that for the better part of a half hour. It was just constant. There was no menu. I guess one of the people in the group that was with us, from this country, ordered all the food. And so there was like no way for me to identify it. But it was all very good. I didn't eat anything that disagreed with me, that, I thought was, ooh, this is gross. None of that. And then I was also able to identify the dessert. It's called Peony, and I thought it was really, really enjoyable. But I just got a real kick out of the fact that I was able to identify a food based off of an episode of New Food Sunday that was like months ago. So overall, dinner was amazing. Both my coworker, Big Dipper, and I, we had Black Label whiskey, I guess is what it is. I'm not sure. And a lot of water. A lot of water. You got to drink a lot of water around this place, otherwise you're going to be hurting. I really appreciated the fact that my room had complimentary bottles of water, like 3 of them. They're empty. I'm telling you, you will suck down the water at this place. All right, well, that's all for now. It was an amazing dinner. This is an amazing hotel, and so far the people have been amazing. I tell you what, it's not a good substitute for home, in my opinion. But if you got to be on the road and it's a place way far away from home, so far this place is the ticket. But more to report later. Whoa. So today was the meeting. These guys are intense, okay? I mean, this is what they do for a living. I don't want to talk about what my line of work or anything in this video, but I work for an OEM, and this particular customer, this is their livelihood. So they know what they want, they know what they don't want. And some of the things that they want actually threw me through a loop because it's things that I've never done before. So, overall, really good meeting, but just some very, very strange things came out of the meeting. And I think a lot of it has to do with cultural differences between the United States and India. And they served us lunch in one of their guest houses, which basically this facility is so huge that and they have so many employees, some that probably work from far distances away from the plant. So they actually have these guest houses for customers, for OEMs like my company, and just visitors in general, probably have coworkers, that work there at the plant. And this guest house was amazing. Marble floors, awesome ceiling fans, had a swimming pool and a little courtyard outside. It's nothing compared to this palace that I'm staying at for my hotel room, which I'm not exaggerating. This literally is a palace. I'm standing in the Jihan Numa Palace. Jihan Numa Palace. I wish I would have gotten it right the first time. I guess a guy named Lord Minto was here at some point. There were pictures of him on the wall. So anyway, they served us lunch at this guest house, and it was pretty much a repeat of last night's dinner. So the chef, except there was only one person serving this time, and last night there was like 10 different people lining up with trays of food serving. But anyway, this one chef, he would come around and drop off little bits of food, and then he would disappear into the back room, and he'd come back with another little plate of food, and he'd just go around the table and drop off the food. And after a while, I started getting really, really full. I mean, it's like he dropped off a piece of fish, he dropped off a piece of chicken, he would drop off some chole and some bread, and we're like, oh man. And, you know, I'm getting fuller and fuller and fuller. And after a while, I noticed one of the people from this area made this motion. Whoa. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me I don't have to keep eating until I'm going to split my pants? I can actually, like, say when I'm full? Holy crap. So the guy came back around, and I'm like, no, I'm good. Whew, that was a relief. I didn't know you could do that, because I didn't see anybody refusing any food last night. Anywho, this is my first, I would say, full day in the country. I haven't seen a whole lot other than the plant and some crazy driving again. I finally got to see what rush hour was like. Rush hour is definitely strange. There were more cows, more scooters, more dogs, and just more everything. I will never complain about rush hour, even if it's in Chicago again. I won't complain about rush hour in the United States again, because that kind of rush hour, never mind. That rush hour sucks too. At least this rush hour was entertaining. I don't know. This is a totally different world. I know I'm still on planet Earth, but this is a very totally different world than the one that I'm from. And I've seen documentaries on India, like on the Discovery Channel, on YouTube, and it doesn't actually, I guess, prepare you. Is that the right word? It doesn't quite prepare you for actually being immersed in the middle of it. And I've only seen like 1/1,000,000% of this country. And that's probably all I'm ever going to see. Anyways, overall, good meeting. Big lunch. I'm stuffed. Alright, so I just got back from dinner. It is about 9:39 p.m. here in Bhopal, which, let's see what time that makes it back home. It's noon. So it's yet another really, really long day. So that was like 30 plus hours of flight. I think I now have been in Bhopal for as long as it took for me to get here. Well, no, that's not true. I'm in India for as long as it took to fly to India, but I spent the first 4 or 5 hours of that in New Delhi. So we're going to work a full day tomorrow, which would be Wednesday. What would it be? Wednesday the 10th. And then we're leaving right from the plant and we're going to the airport. And it's going to take roughly the same amount of time to get home as it did to get here. So by my calculations, I will once again be wearing the same clothes for like 2.5 days. And that's awesome. This reminds me of when I went to Japan, where I was in the air a little bit longer than I was actually there. So when people say, well, what was Japan like? I couldn't tell you. I don't remember. I remember walking around the hotel the one night I stayed overnight there. And I got to see a bunch of people walking around the hotel and see a bunch of cars go by. And that's about it. And pretty much the only thing that I've seen here in Bhopal is driving. No time for gift shops, no time for sightseeing, no time for anything. In fact, all day today, once the work day started, that was it. You know, we met for breakfast at 7:30 in the morning, talked about work the whole time, left at 8:30 in the morning. It took an hour to get to the plant. 12 hours later, I'm now back in my room. Of course, I was in the room when I made the last video that we're going to go to dinner. But, you know. So that's basically what my international experiences have been so far. More time spent traveling than actually being there. Anyways, I will give another update in the morning and maybe another update on the way home. I'll definitely give another update at home. So, I got nothing more to say. Well, we're going to the plant for the last time and we're leaving. It's been a trip. Look how beautiful this place is. Oh, this is a hotel. Alright. Going out for another one. Another trip to the plant. More to report later. Amsterdam. Delayed. Huh? Detroit. Back home, finally. There'll be more to post soon. But boy, is it great to be back at the world's worst airport. I'm just sitting here waiting for my wife to pick me up in the ravioli. You know what? I'm even going to take the day off tomorrow. Figure why not? I lost my whole weekend. Might as well get a day off in return. Time to go.